Welcoming you back to Crypto's Juicy News, baby dolls. Everybody had a bit of a premature celebration. The Bitcoin monthly candle is 83,000 American dollars, but I'm going to go down into a bit of the shorter time frame because like right now we're witnessing, we've had a rejection of this daily candle. This is what it looked like. I mean, everyone was cheering. Bitcoin looked like it was swooping up. Man, Bitcoin went to 88,000 American dollars, friends, 88,500, and badonka-donk, it went back down here. Nice little rejection. I mean, not really nice. I mean, like, can we get some friendship and kindness, please? And really, if we're looking at the weekly chart, friends, this is a weekly chart, so a bit of a little perspective here. We are in the month of April, or maybe, friends, we want to call it Ape-Real. You know, what it means to ape into a coin, means to buy without thinking. And what we can do now is look at the Ethereum price chart. Man, oh man, ETH, you are on the 4th red monthly candle. You are currently actually on your 5th red monthly candle. I know we've just started the month. Oh boy, what do we do, man? 29 months of bad ISM, huh? Man, I swear, man, in a past life, some of you were doing very, very violent things to humans. This is the weekly chart with the 21 EMA here. It's toggling around. The green weekly super trend is still green, confirming friendship. What I'm going to do is crank some music. Hello. We are still going to make it. Now, what I'm going to do, friends, is show you some of the macro comics stuff. You know, Mr. Russell 2000. Bro, Russell 2000. Friends, any of you white Caucasian, we need to borrow you for about a week. All right? You need to go to Mr. Russell 2000's house, take some selfies, put it on the Instagrams, the TikTok, and all the other stuff, and say, hey, I have white friends. My name is Mr. Racist Russell 2000. I'm now just Russell 2000. All right? It's still hanging around down here. Remember, in all the other previous cycles, the Racist Russell 2000 was through the high. So if it was repeating past cycles, man, we would already be up here, but we're not. You know, you can think about why are we ever going to get an answer? We're not. We're not really going to get an answer. Everyone's going to guess. People just do whatever. They go, oh, you know, you didn't pray last week. Or they say, oh, no, it was Joe Biden's policies. They say that. Or they say, oh, no, it's Trump's tariffs. So just people just make up stuff. And it is what it is, okay? We're all dominoes and cyclical slaves, pretty much, you know? This is the ISM. Friends, this is actually interesting. If I recall, where the hell did you go, baby doll? There was a 49 reading here. It's actually gone. There it is right now. I've just refreshed my page. That's even more racist than that. I didn't even know you could do that trading view. Like, dude, I've opened up my browser. I reset my browser overnight. You know, I close and reopen. Why did you just not load that data point? 29 months under 50. We don't know the reason, friends. It is what it is. You know, hey, why did that cloud go over me in rain? And someone will say, oh, I came from the Arctic. And someone said, no, it was because it was hot 3 days ago and then it moved over these mountains. Who cares, dude? The cloud's there. 29 months in a row. Enjoying your bull market? I know I'm not. Now, the ETH BTC, man, still making new lows. This piece of garbage. Man, this thing is cooked. It's been cooked for a lot. Bro, is this thing ever allowed to go up? You're literally accelerating into the floor. Crappy craps. ETH, friends, an ETH swap is like 30 cents. Wild, man. And, man, I mean, I gotta look at it again. What are you doing? I think this steak is well done now, friends. I don't think there's any more further to cook it. Man, I thought this, friend, I thought it bottomed here. There is no bottom. There is no bottom. Might get through this later as well, friends. Our friend Arthur Hayes, some call him Arthur Gaze, he's basically said that he's expecting 250k BTC end of the year, which is just interesting. He believes the US Fed is definitely going to do the printing and stuff out here. So let's see. I'm also seeing a post from BCB 5 minutes ago. Now the stock market takes it all back after announcing half a tariff. So I think there's Trump tariff stuff out here, but there was a rally off it. They go, yes, it was a Trump bump. They go, you know what? We're going to give you a discount to all the tariffs, and now everything's going to be sweet. But I'm just going to show you Mr. Stonk Market. Actually made new lows, friends. Isn't it wild? Stock market made new lows. Bang. Look at that. But look, I'll tell you right now. Okay, this is stock market. Friends, how many times you've been watching me? Okay, you got your pegs, you got Spoonie, you got your Mog glasses. I've been telling you do not think you can tame S&P 500. You can't. You are tamed by it, all right? You can't. Trust me, you can't. I've literally, the charts I've seen this thing do is freaking insane. This could be the bottom right now, by the way. It's literally going up. Hey, you want to buy on Trump tariffs? Yeah, bang, they bring back the whole price, and then it might actually just go up later. So it does stuff like this, but there's literally no free lunch. You probably want to wonder why, Sommi, why isn't there a free lunch with this thing that's like that? It's because, friends, like, it's almost like if you have a lot of money, you're not allowed to make up-only money easy. And S&P 500 is the deepest, thickest liquid market in the world, stock market, right? It's 50 trillion. So you can get a lot of size on. So it's almost like the universe doesn't let you put in $100 billion on leverage and just go up only and get an easy indicator win. It doesn't do that. It's almost like it has to come back and squeeze you out and chest everything and do that, right? Because basically you're playing with the most difficult players to fight against in the whole world. You got Uncle Ray Dalio, the economy and the economy. You got people like him. You got everyone's in there, friend. Literally everybody with their billions of dollars. But if you don't have billions of dollars to move, that's why you come to the cryptocurrency industry where there is a blue ocean area everywhere. I know it feels like it's not a red ocean. Just feels like literally you're swimming in liquid diarrhea, right? You're literally swimming in a sewer. It smells poopy. There's rats. This is what it looks like. Literally the past now 4 years. Literally 4 years on the dot, man. I can't believe that. But it is what it is, okay? It is a blue ocean area because the level of competition is low. There's a lot of people with information gaps everywhere. So if we go and dig stuff and look at stuff over time and get confident at least with holding volatile things, you never really get too confident, but at least you understand the game, you can at least get handsomely, beautifully rewarded compared to, say, people in the stock market or the bond Ponzi. Now, I've shown you the stock market, did that little reversal thing. I don't know if it's going to keep going low. What I might actually do, friends, is let's actually bring up the S&P 500. It's probably going to take bit of a narrative turn. Just curious, right? Let's put on the daily. Put on the daily. How much is this down now? Oh, 11%. Yeah, this is... Friends, you know what's so interesting, right? When S&P 500, when it was down here, that was a 10% move. That's very, very common. It does 10% moves. 20% is recession. So, yeah, I mean, like, it is what it is. Are we going to get there? I don't know. US Fed, interest rates, everything. It is what it is, man. Now, everyone's going to be talking about Trump's tariffs and all these things. And now, baby dolls, I'm going to go through some news. But before we even get to this news, I just want to make a comment, okay? I'm not going to name names. Don't worry about the names, okay? There have been people who have been talking some mad poop about me for 2 years, okay? For 2 years. They know who they are. And they just released a video saying that they've been dumping PDI the whole time, okay? What's interesting is these same people, part of the poop that they were slinging multiple times, Twitter, YouTube, about me, was that I wasn't bullish enough. Slandering, making up lies. And look, I get it, man. It's a circus. It's a casino. People just talk, man. Who cares? Whatever, get over it. But I found it very brave to save reputation. They've come out and they basically said, oh, like I was taking profit the whole time. Taking profit. You're dumping on everyone the whole time. So you don't get to talk smack about me for 2 years and then just casually admit, yeah, I was dumping yous. There's consequences for that. People know. Now, honestly, I don't even care. I don't care. People say words, people do actions. It is what it is. I don't care. But people will remember that. Just letting you know. Okay? You wanted to save your reputation? Because basically, friends, what you know is right. So when people make money from other sources, they're now incentivized to focus on that, right? So like if you're a trader, you basically got to tell your audience that like you got a really, really high win rate because you're protecting that, yeah? Because that's what people want. They want, oh, I want these guys a high win rate, right? People don't like to follow someone with like a 30% win rate, even though when they win, they might win a 10-1. They don't like to do that, right? Because they want that dopamine hit. That's why they're following someone. They're like, show me to win. Okay, so that's what's basically been happening, which I found fascinating. So friends, I liked PDI here when it was down here at 7 million market cap. did, wow, went 100x high. I still like it up here, by the way. If it got back up there, the narrative continues, I still like it. Just because it's cheaper doesn't mean I don't like it. Okay, so I wanted to make myself clear on that. And people, you know who they are. You know, they'll come out and they go, oh, wow, that's weird. Weren't you pooping on Sommi for not being bullish enough? They're just making up lies, by the way. They're just like, they'd go back to like very, very, very old stuff, even though like, you know what I mean, just make up lies. They wouldn't update the worldview or anything. So you don't get to do that, man. Like, it just, the hypocrisy is through the roof. People remember, people now know. They go, oh, well, that's weird. You were selling on us the whole time? And, you know, friends, they always say, no, we're just taking profit. I told you it was taking profit. And I've just asked, I've messaged them. I've said, hey, man, look, for everyone out there, if you're going to talk smack about me in that same episode, make sure you let your audience know transparently you've been dumping on them. Tell them. Say, hey, Sommi's not bullish enough. Look at him. But also tell them, by the way, I have sold 75% of my bag. So if it goes to zero, I still win. You should let people know that. I think that's fair. But you can do what you want. It doesn't have to be fair. It's just people talking and stuff, okay? So I do find it interesting, friends, man, to say it's been a biblical level tsunami washout. My gosh, that's still an understatement. This has literally been like nothing we've ever seen before. Having a quick peek as well. This is the price chart. All right, I've got more to cover later on as well. Looking at PulseChain core coins. Pulse is still sitting at 80% below sack price. So, friends, we've hit the end of the road. Eric Wall has won his bet. That's my next piece. So, for Eric Wall to lose his bet, Pulse had to be 50x higher. That's actually my my news that I've gone through here with you now. See, Eric Wall has won, friends, officially his PulseChain bet. I think he collects a total 120,000. One of the KOLs, I think she owes him, I think $50,000 US dollars. I think, I'm not sure. And remember, like 2 years ago, people bet Eric that Pulse would be above 10x sack price. So it's come out below. And obviously you look at, it's kind of funny, man. People, fans, like, that's why I don't listen to the crowd, dude. I literally, I hear what the crowd's saying, but I don't like always just believe, because I'm seeing a lot of people saying, what a stupid bet. Who would have taken that bet? Dude, do you understand Doge went to 90 billion market cap last cycle? Do you know that? Did you know Cardano got 100 billion market cap without smart contracts? And it's a smart contract platform. That's like a car winning a race without wheels. Do you know that? Literally, the car's got no wheels. How to win the race? Okay. So, I don't blame people for taking this bet. Right. I don't blame people because it looked so obvious. Like, you believed 4 years ago, right? You're like, okay, well, if Doge hit 90 billion, literally being a useless meme coin, surely PulseChain, if it hits 10x sack price, it's about 16 billion. Yeah, 16 billion, removing the origin address. So when we're looking at it now, it's at 348 million. So it's around about a 50x deviation. Yeah, man, it's a kick to the nuts. It's a kick to the ovaries, but it is what it is. Markets are very, very unpredictable and chaotic, friends. Also, because a lot of you're being very, very, very nasty. I had to mute a lot of you. Very, very nasty. And that's okay. You want to be nasty, that's all right. But like, you know, we got to change it up a bit, you know? When you're just toxic and negative like 18 times a day, like it gets boring. It's like, bro, this guy still thinks the world is over. Bro, it's a red monthly candle, you little bitch. Do you understand? It's a red monthly candle. That's why you're feeling that way. And you know, have you looked at a chart? There are green monthly candles. There are red monthly candles. Okay, you're acting like there's never going to be a green monthly candle again. I understand. It feels like that. But that's like saying, you know what? I'm walking outside. It's raining. It's never going to stop raining again. Okay, so I'm going to take the other side of that. That's just personally me. You can do what you want. Now, it is interesting from, I guess, a speculator, investor, trader type of perspective. I think it's interesting to look at the types of bets that people who took those bets have. Some of them might believe, say, PETA is definitely going to zero, or other things are definitely going to work or not work. And I just think it's interesting. I wonder, if they're wrong about that, I wonder if they're wrong about, or say they're wrong about Pulse, I wonder if they're wrong about other stuff. Doesn't mean it's a guarantee. You ask all my friends, catching you with a Pokeball every day. Look, man, I don't care. Dude, if this goes to zero, yeah, it's going to suck. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm going to get over it. Like, for some reason, like, I just, you guys literally refuse to accept that this candle is green. You just like refuse to accept it. I'm like, dude, do you even have a plan if this goes back to 1 cent? Like, what's your plan? My plan is, oh, cool. I wonder if it goes to 3 cents next. That's my plan. If it goes down to 0, okay, cool. Took a bet, it hurts, move on with life. What's your plan if it goes back to 1 cent? You yell louder? There's going to be a new narrative. You know, there's going to be another new FUD narrative. There's always a new FUD narrative. You know how I know this? Everyone knows this, okay? I'll remind you. It happened with Hex, friends. Do you know every time Hex went down, there's a new narrative, by the way? This was Richard's a scammer, comes back down here. The OA, the inflation's too high. Everybody got scammed from the big payday. Richard's multiple passports. There's 10 FUD pieces that go around. Someone makes an article saying, oh, this thing has low volume and it's a scam. You know, there's always this like series of FUD. And man, I know they're very compelling because like, remember friends, even Eric Wall was posting pictures of Richard saying, look, this guy's got 9 passports. He's going to do the runner. It's never going to go up again. Okay. See, you've eaten up that FUD. Now there's new FUD. Now you're like, oh, the Richard Hart passport FUD. Okay. That doesn't work anymore. You know what I mean? Now that's laughing because it's been so long. The FUD's evolved though. Now the FUD is, oh, there's Interpol FUD. Richard Hart, what about the Interpol? Can he stream? Oh, there's other FUD now. Richard bought the top of Ethereum FUD. Yeah, there's FUD there, right? Oh, there's other FUD now. He's not going to stream. He can't stream because ETH is down. Yeah. Oh, what about the other FUD, friends? Oh, the Vietnamese kid got Richard to install a Trojan on his PC, feetpix.exe, minted PDI on May 11th, 2023. 2 days later, Richard launches PulseChain. Had no idea that a Vietnamese kid was going rampantly wild with his big dong out here. That's the new FUD out here. That Richard's apparently a retardio now. You see how just the FUD evolves? It's always there. It's kind of like, okay, red candles are definitely guaranteed, so there's always going to be some story with that. You know? And sometimes, friends, there is no story, so people will just make up stories. We're like, oh, stock market's down. Stock market's down, and we're correlated, and we're shit. We can't disconnect to the upside, so we're down. Right? And the stock market's going to get a recession, and we're dead. So friends, there always is a story. That's why the story literally means nothing. You know, so whenever people say, oh, but you want me to believe in the story. Bro, no one wants you to believe in shit, okay? They're tokens and their prices and their assets, okay? You're either long or you're not. If you're not long, that's okay, man. You're in your sideline. You're happy to be sidelined. It is what it is. It's just that you accept the bet. You don't have to place a bet. You don't have to. It's kind of like, friends, imagine you ever watch like, you know, like one of the Conor McGregor fights. You know, you don't have to go take a bet on him. Right? Imagine you saying, oh, people want me to believe the narrative that Conor McGregor was going to win that UFC fight. But they want me to believe. But get over yourself. You're not the center of the universe. Nobody actually gives a shit about you, okay? These are crowds. These are people. We live in tribes, yeah? We tell stories to each other. You interpret it as your head that you think everybody's telling you to do something. Okay, that's how you interpret it in your head. You don't actually have to do anything. They're just literally just words in your head, okay? You don't have to take a bet, or you can take a bet. Or you can do the opposite of what you say. You can be truthful. It doesn't really matter, okay? But don't go out there and being angry at the universe because for some reason you can't understand why people are long something and it doesn't compute in your head, okay? Because guess what? That reminds me a bit like early Bitcoin, early XRP, early Doge, early SHIB. Literally every single thing in crypto that's ever gone up, especially early Hex, people will sit on the sidelines and like, I wonder why these group of people, these lunatics, are long this asset. I can't figure it out. Should I go and investigate? What you're actually saying is if you're in the other camp, you're like, no. I'm going to call them stupid and retarded. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say that the narrative is stupid and they're all stupid for believing it and then go off on your merry way. Okay, bro. That's fine. I'm just telling you, green candles are not illegal in this game. So have a plan. That's what I'm saying. If they do 15 red monthly candles to 0, they've done 15 red monthly candles to 0. But if they don't, if it goes up, some say the opposite of down, have a plan, bro. Do you have a plan? Or is your plan to keep saying, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Now the thing's up 30x. Now you're forced to take an opinion and you have to buy the first 20% dip, but then you're in the middle of a minus 80% crash all over again. So begins and repeats the cycle. I guess congratulations to Eric out here. Just showing you as well. So you have this KOL. I'm going to take a few weeks off. I'm not leaving the community, but this community is R word, and I need to step away from X so I can come back and keep it positive. You have influencers posting obvious scams, posting lies, and not even attempting, and then just like ignore all that. And then Eric, my ENS is this address. I accept ERC20s only. Even whale FUD, you're getting ... PDI, which is funny. I think I've got 50,000 PDI, might be just a couple of $100. Obviously, it's kind of funny. I did not know whale FUD is also looking at this. This is funny. Isn't it funny? You got to admit that's funny and interesting, yeah? Mr. Whale FUD is like a resident FUDder of PulseChain and Hex. He drops the PDI. Didn't know you were watching. I didn't know you were watching, sir. I didn't know it's cool. It's cool, right? It's cool. Why didn't he say you're getting Hex? You're getting 50,000 Hex or something, but the mind share is big. You know, if I even quickly check out the PDI Telegram, it's gone up again. 7,311 members as we're checking it, like literally right now. So, you know, remember, fans, we're all in this together. I know they're red candles, but look, I treat people how I think they treat me. Okay? And how I want to be treated. Yeah? I do treat people like that. So, you talk smack about me, and then you hypocritically go dump on your followers whilst talking smack about me that I'm not bullish enough about the thing, literally relinquishing 75% of your bags and then bragging about, let's talk profit. There's receipts, man. People take receipts. It's the internet. You ever heard of the internet? You know the internet. So, if you're willing to live with that, you can keep doing it. Just, God bless everyone. Okay, I am lighting candles every day. And light the candle I have. It is what it is. Friends, I get it. Look, I'm not... I know. Yes, I am a retardio peanut brain. I get it, man. Just because you haven't seen anything like me before doesn't mean I don't exist, okay? I do exist, okay? I don't give a shit about reputation. It literally does nothing for you in markets. It doesn't matter. And by the way, if you just fade your popularity, you probably do really well in markets. You probably do. If you could track it. Trump's tariffs as well, coming out. Shaky markets, other short-term Fugazi narratives. Donald Trump, right, does his big list of all these tariffs out here. Here we have South Korea, 25%. Estrogen Union. So I've got some recommendations to make. Make the EU put up to 200%. All right? Too much soy. I love you, everyone in Europe. I'm just joking. As well here. So all these, friends, you got to remember as well, these tariffs, it's kind of like, if they're selling you, let's say they're selling you some fluffy slippers from China and it's $10 and the tariff is $1. Yeah. They're like, oh, your tariff's going up 50%. 50 cents. You know what I mean? Whoa. You know what I mean? Like, so now it doesn't cost $11. It costs $11.50. You see, but you see the whoa, big tariffs. Friends, I'll be honest. Before the past month, I didn't even know how to spell tariffs. Was it 1 R or 2 R's? I had no idea. And now all I'm hearing is the tariffs making the market uncertain, my lord. Oh, man, I love yous. Let me say it again. Capital punishment for everyone who doesn't buy altcoins in April. Shout out to my lovely friend, Mr. Durkey Turkey. I love all your videos, sir. I do my best to watch as many as I can of them. I love your streaming. Do you know what's getting 0% tariffs? Eric Drywall. The first time I've heard that one. Here we go. Dick with butt. That's awesome. I'll be really surprised if Homeboy gets paid. Very interesting. Oh, so I think he's talking about Eric with the payment here. Yeah, so I have the Pulse. This is obviously the post out here. This is Pulse. Yeah, 50x deviation, man. That's big. This is obviously the PDI Chase chart. I think it would be funny as well. Like, what if she just bought 50,000 PDI and then ghosted him for a year or two? I wonder if that like ends up. That'd be funny if we do this imaginary thought experiment, almost like the Hex Pizza. It's very wild looking at. Is this why she's taking time off? Mr. Sawdust. So, Mr. Sawdust, because Pulse it's 80% below sack price. It's it's a 5x away from that. Completely F with the price. Seems fair to offer payment in Hex. It was priced at the bet. Wow, so it's just wild. PulseChain is going to shock the world, Mr. Frogger. That's awesome. Well played, Eric. Yeah. It was a tough bet, man. Like, it looked like it would work. I mean, like, we put a $100 billion valuation for Doge and all these other things. So, like, hey, PulseChain can't do $16 billion in the next cycle. That's right. That's right. It couldn't. if friends, you really want to know what's the culprit, the culprit is you had to predict ETH BTC, yeah, which is literally actively nuking in real time once again. So ETH BTC, friends, May 2021, my gosh, it's making new lower lows again at 74%. Like from the top, my God. Man, 76% down. It's cooked. It's cooked, Ethereum. What's going on? Well, look, friends, in crypto, the speculation and the demand of the casino, they're memes. And then, like, Solana's catered for them. And they're like, we're all trying to build something for the future, like DeFi 3.0 and real-world assets and all this other stuff. The thing is, though, there's no active community of people who want to, like, swap tokens around heaps there. The best thing we actually have is, maybe you've heard of it, PulseX. Because PulseX has a buy and burn, and the more people speculate on the meme coins and stuff on PulseChain, it's all liquidity linking with PulseX. So the buy and burn gets more aggressive. So you're getting utility from people speculating, and that's actually like DeFi. But it's kind of like you found the way to get a buy into a share of a casino. Yeah, which is like, some people say, oh, that's boring. But I'm like, well, if you looked at crypto, that actually ain't boring at all. You know, that's your shot at like being Binance if you read it, because like they're the only things that have lasted all these years. That's the thing. Exchanges have always been relevant. Yeah, but all these narratives come and go. Like token securitization and the real world assets and social finance and like different types of stuff. They come and go. Not all of them stick, and it gets hard. So that's why exchanges, friends, they just yes, they do have a big advantage in this game. Shout out to my friend Mr. Pedro. Is she trying to get out of the bet? Yeah, it's tough. But like my friends have been like, while I'm reporting it, I've been talking about this for 2 years. 2 years been talking about this. It's finally here. Don't forget, cowards run away, believers run in. That's what I believe. Believe in something. Have a look at it again. Hand on heart. Some would say the Richard heart. We'll see. Also, friends, I gotta play some angel music. For the like 3.5 people who are still airdrop farming, God help us, because like you got another like kick in the nuts as well. Airdrop farming, fans. Look at this guy. His name's Chris. Chris Kochurek said, today marks the end of my journey as a contributor to Linear. So Linear is it's like the MetaMask layer 2 chain, MetaMask supported layer 2 chain of Ethereum L2. But someone found this old post of his. Okay, look at his tweet. He said, if the Linear airdrop is bad, I'm going to quit in protest and become a Linear community member and rage against the machine right next to you. Look at all this. Everyone's like, you know what? We're going to give it a like. And then he says, okay, today marks the end and I'm actually leaving. And I was like, oh, so I guess he found out that the how much everyone's getting for this airdrop. And there's no free money in this game, friends. It's tough, man. There's no free money. Okay, it's painful. It's you don't get a free lunch. Okay, so if you want to be in something where you literally don't need to look at it, Bitcoin's there, but you get Bitcoin returns. Okay, you don't even have a chance of a feature winning slot machine moonshot. You don't have a chance. Okay, if you want something with more risk, well, you got to pay more attention. There's a downside to paying more attention, though. The downside is the FUD literally gets into you. Okay, look at Peter. Founder's literally FUDing it on his Twitter. There's on-chain activity saying different, but the founder's literally, you see what I mean? See how tough it is? Yeah, it's really, really hard. It's really hard. And you just see, oh, this whale's dumping and this thing is happening. You know, I mean, even look at PulseChain as well. Like, what FUD is there? Just the core coins just been going down anyway. Flawless uptime. No inflation bugs. Perfectly, all these. Doesn't matter. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? So, it is a game that you gotta understand. That, yeah, you now know you sign up for, if you're in altcoin, the liquidity is so thin, you don't get access to liquidity. Okay, you don't. It's a casino, there's entertainment, there's sparring, people trying to take each other down, there's debates, back and forth. It is super, 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 super exciting, but there is a cost, right? The cost is, like, you got to wait for the rainbow. It's raining, you just don't know when the rainbow is going to come. It's going to eventually stop raining, you just don't know, but that's the things we pay for. Let me know, friends, are you doing any airdrop farming? That's what people used to do, friends. And also, just to tell you, man, The meme coin day trading stuff. Remember I told you all the grifters, they were doing the airdrop farming guide releases 2 years ago, 2023. They were saying, oh, sign up to my airdrop thing. I'm going to give you this access, right? They grift everybody for hundreds of thousands of dollars there, millions of dollars. Now that doesn't work out, then they started doing, oh, I'm going to teach you how to day trade meme coins every day. Don't commit to any of these. And then like that's dead already as well. Gone as well. Now what's going to be the next thing? We'll see. We'll see. Stablecoin SuperCycle. Did you know? Look at this. Kraken have listed RLUSD, Ripple's USD. So it's interesting, right? Kraken. Don't want to list PulseChain. Happy to list Ripple's stablecoin. Very interesting. Very interesting. I wonder, you know what? I better not say it. I wonder how this story is going to play out. Remember, stablecoin SuperCycle. Everyone's got their own opinion. Yeah, I'm allowed to have an opinion too. My opinion is that Richard Hart's a genius, that he didn't fail on his chain, and that he actually has front run the stablecoin SuperCycle by 4 years. I'm allowed to have an opinion. All right. I can be wrong. I don't care if I'm wrong. I'm allowed to guess that. Yeah. I'm allowed to guess that. Just like if I watch a movie, I'm allowed to feel good about the movie. Yeah. I'm allowed to feel good. I'm allowed to like the music. If I listen to music, you're allowed to like it. You're allowed to dislike it. Okay. I'm allowed to guess that Richard Hart front run the stablecoin narrative by 4 years. Work of genius. I'm allowed to guess that. And if it doesn't work out, whatever. Move on. Very interesting though. There's not even one Sommi. What's the innovation with stablecoins? There is none. Okay, they take your money, they buy government bonds, and they keep the yield. That's what they do. That's why if there is a PDI narrative that may or may not play out, and remember friends, now with PDI, there is no longer the discussion of Richard Hart. I have now changed how I view it, okay? I'll make it more, I guess, open. Now it's the PulseChain pioneers. The early wallet believers, the early wallet actors. I call them pioneers because when I hear the word pioneer, I think of like the Christopher Columbus who goes to America and discovers the land. You know, could have been a land that can't grow oranges, for example. You know, but it did have a lot of oranges on the land, didn't it? So that's pioneers, like the early pioneer, the early builders. That's what it is, okay? So we'll see. We'll see if they're involved or not. And Ethereum OG has G'd out of the low. Look at this guy. This guy bought 2,000 ETH. Oh no, he bought 5,000 ETH at 277 bucks. Interesting. He bought it in 2017. Wow. And then he just sold it. Damn, man. 8 years. My gosh. So his cost 3.82 million. He sold it for profit of, wow, 8.6. So yeah, it is what it is. It is interesting though. Look what he's selling as well. He's just like, I can't take it anymore. Why is it this one though? They really think it's cooked. Like they really. Yeah, but bro, here's the thing, man. The time to take the bet was rejected from the spot ETF or the merge. Okay, like you're selling down here, man. Like obviously you don't want this guy back in, but man, are you forgetting Ethereum can do this? Right? Are you forgetting? Yeah, they have forgotten that because it's doing that vertical move, just vertical to the downside. Man, you got to be able to put a smile on your face. If you don't know how to smile for yourself, guess what? No one's going to be able to lift it up here for you, okay? Oh, Mr. Hex Sniper. Imagine if PST ETH gets to pegged ST ETH also. We would be like this guy, but better. Moon bags are packed. That's awesome. Ryan, damn, bro. This was the last sell we needed. BTC and ETH just popped hard. Yeah, sir, but then we just rejected as well from the tariffs. Oh, there's a tariff pump. Now there's a tariff dump. Is it? Look, friends, you know this by now. I've made 4,800 videos. I've made videos for yous. I'm like one cough away from dying. I know. There's been videos I've had to pause, just cough for like 15 minutes. I pass out in the chair. I get up and I have to continue. Okay. So I'm here as your friend. Also, teach you a few things, man. The narrative's full of shit. It's always a new story. Friends, I play games. I guess the FUD on the way up. Oh, what's this FUD going to be? I guess it on the way up. There's always a story. Yeah, don't take it personally. It's just people's interpretations for stuff out here. Okay, you're meant to look at it. You're meant to look at the story of what's going on and reflecting the price. And then you have to decide whether you want to buy or sell. That's it. That's it. That's why, for example, if I say something really, really low and people are saying the thing is over, I'm like, man, you know, if this thing isn't over, because it's really low, it's worth me looking information asymmetry to see maybe there's a path for this. You get it? You do get it. You're my friend. No glory and friendship until ETH BTC gets out of this hellhole, man. 5 red monthly candles in a row. What's it gonna take? I don't know. Fed quantitative things? We don't know, friends. Arthur Gaze still thinks Bitcoin 250K by the end of the year. Let's go to that monthly candle. This chart up here. Are we running out of time? Well, friends, isn't this interesting? Man. Man, my dark prophecy is playing out. Oh, man, I'll cop so much shit for it as well. They go, Sommi doesn't think we're going to break 100K. We literally did. We've literally been here going nowhere. Look when we hit it, man. Look when we hit it. It's been 6 months. I still, look, now it's up to us, right? Do you really believe bull markets die on euphoria? Or do you believe it's over? Personally, I believe bull markets die on euphoria, all right? And that they grow on FUD and skepticism. They grow on it. They battle it, right? And they go up and down, chaotic, form a floor, higher floor, go. Okay? So I'm still holding. Are you though? Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you soon.